When a journalist mocked Donald Trump at a charity gala in the opulent ballroom of the Ritz-Carlton in New York, no one expected his calm response to steal the show. The room was nothing short of spectacular, with golden chandeliers casting a warm glow over the elegantly attired guests. The chatter among the attendees, a mix of business tycoons, celebrities, and media personalities, was the perfect backdrop for the evening's main event, a fundraiser for local arts education. The evening was filled with the usual pomp and circumstance, the scent of expensive perfume mixed with the subtle aroma of gourmet cuisine. A jazz band positioned in one corner of the vast room played soothing melodies that complemented the clinking of glasses and the soft murmur of conversations. The event was meant to be a celebration of generosity, a night where the city's elite gathered to make a difference. Yet there was always an undercurrent of who would be seen and how they would be seen. Among the distinguished guests was Donald Trump, seated near the back, his presence typically commanding. But tonight, he seemed content to blend into the crowd. Invited by an old friend from his business days, Trump was there not for the limelight, but to support a cause close to his heart. His suit was impeccably tailored, but his demeanor was unusually subdued, perhaps a conscious choice to let the night's purpose take center stage. The gala had been proceeding with the grace typical of such events. Servers moved silently among the tables, offering canapes and fine wine. The atmosphere was one of anticipation, especially with the announcement that tonight's keynote speaker would be a renowned journalist known for their biting commentary on current affairs. As the master of ceremonies introduced the journalist, the room's attention shifted. Known for their sharp critiques and fearless reporting, this speaker was expected to deliver a speech that would not only entertain but provoke thought. The journalist, dressed in a striking red gown, took the stage with confidence, the crowd responding with polite applause. The speech began lightheartedly, with anecdotes about the city's cultural landscape and a humorous recounting of a previous gala's mishap involving a celebrity's wardrobe malfunction. The guests laughed, the mood light. But then the tone shifted. The journalist began to weave in political commentary, eventually targeting Donald Trump directly. Speaking of New York, one can't ignore its most famous real estate mogul-turned-politician, the journalist quipped, drawing a mixed response from the crowd. His hair has seen more styles than this city has seen mayors. The laughter was scattered, some guests visibly uncomfortable. Trump, however, remained impassive, his expression unreadable. The journalist continued, touching on Trump's business ventures and his time in office, each comment sharper than the last. And let's not forget his notorious Twitter feed, where diplomacy was often spelled D-I-S-A-S-T-E-R, the journalist added, this time with less laughter and more uneasy glances around the room. But then, the unexpected happened. As the journalist paused for effect, Trump stood up, not in anger, but with a calm that seemed to silence the room. He walked toward the stage, his movements deliberate, his face composed. The room watched in hushed awe. Even those who had chuckled at the earlier jabs now held their breath. Reaching the podium, he looked out at the sea of faces, his voice clear and steady. "Thank you for your perspective this evening," he began. "Criticism is part of the public life I chose to lead. But let's remember, every person here, regardless of their past, is here for the same reason tonight, to support the arts." The room was silent, all eyes on him. We might disagree on many things, but tonight, let's agree on the importance of education and creativity. That's what brings us together, not what divides us. His words weren't just a defense, they were a call to unity. The journalist, taken aback, nodded, the tension in their posture easing. As Trump returned to his seat, the applause was spontaneous, a standing ovation that acknowledged not just his words but the moment's unexpected grace. The incident became a topic of discussion well beyond the night, highlighting the power of responding with dignity. Social media buzzed with clips of Trump's speech, his message resonating with those tired of the constant political bickering. News outlets debated the ethics of public mockery versus respectful discourse, while Trump himself returned to his life, having perhaps for one evening shifted the narrative from division to unity through the power of calm and collected response. In the days that followed, the story took on a life of its own. Talk shows and podcasts dissected the event, pondering the implications of Trump's approach. Some saw it as a masterclass in handling criticism, others as an anomaly in his otherwise combative public persona. The journalist issued a statement acknowledging the moment's lesson. While my intention was to entertain and provoke thought, I recognize that humor at the expense of others, especially in a setting meant to uplift, can cross a line. Tonight, Donald Trump reminded us all that there's a time to jest and a time to unite. This statement, too, went viral, leading to a broader conversation about the role of journalists in shaping public discourse and the responsibility that comes with it. Schools and universities began incorporating the incident into discussions on ethics in journalism and the importance of empathy in communication. For Trump, the gala became a personal highlight, not because of the attention it garnered, but because it allowed him to reflect on his public image. Friends and family noted a shift, a more thoughtful approach to his public engagements, perhaps influenced by the positive feedback from an unexpected moment of grace. The charity itself benefited immensely. Donations surged as people were inspired by the night's events, not just for the cause, but for the demonstration of what could be achieved when individuals choose unity over division. The arts program expanded, touching more lives and fostering creativity in communities that had previously been overlooked. The story didn't end there. Various artists and cultural figures, moved by the event, began collaborating on projects that reflected the gala's theme of unity through art. A special exhibit was organized at a local museum, showcasing works inspired by the concept of unity and diversity, where artists from different backgrounds came together to create a collective piece. This exhibit became a symbol of how the night at the Ritz-Carlton had sparked a cultural movement, emphasizing the power of art to heal and connect. Moreover, local schools integrated the story into their curriculum, not just in history or social studies classes, but also in arts and communication. Teachers used the event as a case study to discuss the impact of words, the ethics of satire, and the power of a dignified response in the face of adversity. Students were encouraged to write essays, create art, or perform skits on the theme, which became part of a citywide competition titled The Art of Respect. The ripple effect of that night extended into politics as well. Politicians from various parties referenced the incident in speeches, using it as an example of how to transcend partisan divides for common good. Trump himself, while not directly engaged in public office at the time, was invited to speak at several events where the focus was on bipartisan cooperation and community building. This moment also sparked a wave of new initiatives in New York. The city launched the Unity Project, a series of public forums, art installations, and educational programs aimed at fostering mutual respect and understanding across different societal segments. Trump was asked to be an honorary chair of this project, to which he agreed, marking a new phase in his public life where he aimed to be seen not just as a political figure, but as a community leader. In the arts community, the event inspired the creation of a new nonprofit organization, Artists for Unity, which focused on bringing art to underrepresented communities, using art as a means to discuss and heal social fractures. This organization held its first major event, where Trump was a guest of honor, speaking about the importance of art in bridging divides, a topic he approached with a newfound passion. The influence of the gala spread internationally. News of the event was picked up by foreign media, leading to discussions in other countries about the balance between humor and respect in public discourse. Several international figures and organizations reached out to learn more about the Unity Project, eager to replicate such initiatives in their own locales. As time passed, the narrative of that night became a reference point for cultural analysts and historians. Documentaries were made, books were written, and it became a study in how one moment could change public perception and inspire a movement towards unity. Trump's approach that evening was analyzed in psychology classes for its unexpected effectiveness in conflict resolution and empathy. The gala at the Ritz-Carlton, once just another event in the social calendar, had transformed into a landmark moment in contemporary American culture. A reminder that even in an era of division, the choice to respond with dignity could alter the course of public conversation, inspire unity, and leave a lasting legacy on the canvas of society. Subscribe for weekly drama stories.